Hi computer scientists, Mr. Stafford here, and today I wanted to show you Unit 5, Lesson 1, Creating Tables of Data. In the instructions it says the owner of the Project Mercury Pastries food truck has expanded their business and now operates 4 food trucks. The following table shows the quantity of cakes, pies, and donuts available at each of the food trucks. So it says a 2D array is used to store the inventories of each food truck when an owner object is created. And it says in myfoodtruck.java, replace the zeros in the provided 2D array to match the values from the table above. So I see that we have a 2D array of ints named inventories, and currently it's filled with zeros. So we need to fill it with the values that we see in the table in the instructions. So the first row is 6, 3, 12. The second row is 5, 2, 10. Third row is 8, 4, 11. And we have 9, 1, and 7. Run it, make sure that we don't have any errors so far. We're good. And then it says, the price of each dessert varies at each food truck. The following table shows the price each food truck charges for cakes, pies, and donuts. In my food truck, declare a double 2D array called prices. Using the initializer list, initialize the prices 2D array with the dessert prices from the above table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow some code from the integer array and make sure that I change it to a double array. Instead of naming it inventories, it asks me to name it prices. And I'm supposed to change the values to the array from above. So I see that the first one is 10, 7, 1, and then it's 950, 7, 1.25, 12, 650, 75 cents, 11.50, 6, and 1. Instruction number 2 says, in owner.java, add a double array truck prices as a parameter to the constructor and initialize the instance variable truck prices in the constructor. So I'm going to flow over to owner, and it wants me to add double array, a double 2D array truck prices as a parameter to the constructor. So I've got the parameters here. I'm going to paste double truck prices, and I need to initialize these truck prices and set them equal to the parameter. So I'm going to say this dot, and it's going to be truck prices is going to be equal to the parameter of truck prices. And then in my foodtruck.java, I got to flow back to my foodtruck.java, pass the prices 2D array in the owner constructor call. So I have this owner, food truck owner equals new owner. Name is Kathy. I have inventories, and I also need to pass the double array of prices in for this argument here, for that parameter. I'm going to run it, make sure I don't have any errors. It looks good. I'm going to click finish. We have 2 different levels here. It says choose from the following activities. I'm going to do dessert quantities, and it says each array in truck inventories stores the quantity of available desserts at a given food truck. And it says in owner.java, write the method getTruckQuantities, which takes a food truck num as a parameter as 1, 2, 3, or 4, and returns the corresponding 1D array of dessert quantities. Okay, so I see I've got the getName method. So underneath the getName method, it gives me this starter code with the method signature. And I'm going to cut that comment to do return the correct 1D array of dessert inventory. Okay, so just to recap, this get truck quantities, and I want to make this pretty, meaning I want those curly braces to line up. I take in a food truck num as a parameter, so it's going to tell me either truck 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I'm supposed to return a corresponding one-dimensional integer array of the dessert quantities. So I'm looking at my truck inventories two-dimensional array, and those are the quantities that they're talking about. So like, okay, so I need to return, and then I'm going to talk to truck inventories two-dimensional array, and I feed this method a food truck number. So the truck inventories, the outer array in this two-dimensional array of truck inventories represents the truck number. The inner array represents the quantities. So what I need to say is the food truck number in for the outer array. Okay. However, truck number 1, because it tells me I'm either going to feed it a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Truck number 1 is going to be index 0. Truck number 2 is going to be index 1. Truck number 3 is going to be index 2. So we see there's that off by 1 issue there. So whatever the truck number is, the index is going to be -1 from that index. Okay, I'm going to run this, make sure I don't have any errors. Okay, click finish. And I'm going to do the dessert prices also. Okay, and it says each array in truck prices stores the prices for desserts at a given food truck. In owner.java, so flow over to owner.java, write the method get truck prices, which takes a food truck num as a parameter, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and returns the corresponding one-dimensional array of dessert quantities. And I think if we're talking about the prices, we should return the corresponding one-dimensional array of dessert prices here instead of quantities. So that's what I'm going to interpret that as. I've already done the truck quantities, and so what I'm going to do is copy and paste the starter code that they have for me. Again, I'm going to cut that comment and put it on top of my method. That's where I like to put my comments. Make this a little bit prettier. Okay, what I'm looking to do is return a double array that represents the prices at that food truck. So it's going to be truck prices. It's very similar to what we did from the previous level. And I'm going to talk to the food truck that I'm looking for their prices at. And again, it's that off by 1. Truck 1 is going to be at index 0. Truck 2 is going to be at index 1. So I need to subtract 1. Okay. Run this. Make sure that it's good. Good. Go ahead and do the next level. I'm going to flow on to the next programming level. And it says choose from the following activities. And this is half price cakes. So it says the owner is having a 50% off sale on cakes today. So in owner.java, write the method half price cakes that changes the price of the cakes for each food truck to half the original price in the truck prices array by referring to the indexes for each cake price. And then it says, for example, if the original price of the cake is $2, $1.50, and $3, calling the method should change the prices to $1, which is half of 2, 75 cents, which is half of $1.50, and $1.50, which is half of 3, okay, respectively. Again, it gives me some starter code. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to flow down and paste it. Again, making it pretty. I'm going to put the comment above the method and bring this up. Okay, so half price cakes. So what I need to do is I am changing the prices in my truck prices array. So I'm going to copy that. And I see that I'm not returning anything. All I'm doing is changing the prices in that instance variable. Okay, I'm not returning anything because this is void. So what I'm going to say is truck prices, half price truck prices. I'm going to write this. Let's see, where do I want to start with it? I'm going to start with the first truck and the first price. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do truck 0 and get to the cakes column, which is column 1. Okay, that's what I want to do. So I want to reset that value, and I'm going to set it equal to this same location, only divide that by 2. Okay, I'm going to run this and make sure I don't have any errors. Okay, it runs just fine. But currently all I've done is taken care of this first truck. I want to do all 4 trucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line of code and change it from truck 0 to truck 1, truck 2, truck 3. And when I said truck 1, truck 2, and truck 3, I meant the indexes. It would actually be truck 1 for the 0th array, truck 2 for the first array, and then so on. Run this one more time, make sure that everything is okay. And it is, and I'm going to go ahead and click finish. I'm going to do sell all donuts next. And it says, a customer requests to purchase every donut that the owner has in inventory. In owner.java, so flow over to owner.java, write the method sell all donuts that changes the quantity of donuts for each food truck to 0 in the truck inventories array. Okay. So again, it gives me starter code. I'm going to paste it here. Cut my comment and put it on top of my method. Clean up the curly braces. Again, this is a void method. All I'm doing is changing that instance variable of the quantities. So it's truck inventory, or truck inventories. Okay. And again, I'm going to do truck 0 at index 2, because index 2 is the column for donuts. So index 2. And what I'm going to do is set that equal to 0. The inventory is 0 now. We're setting all of those quantities to be 0. So I need to do that for all 4 trucks. And so at index 1, at index 2, at index 3, I'm going to run this, make sure I don't have any errors. I don't. Good. Click finish. And then our last one is add more pies. and it says the owner finished baking fresh apple pies. Again, we're in owner.java. Write the method increase pie inventory that increases the quantity of pies for each food truck by a specified amount. Okay, so flow down, copy the starter code that they give us. So they give us a specified amount. So increase the pie inventory by adding new pies. Okay. So I see that we are changing the column at index 1. Okay. So we're dinking with the truck inventory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal that code. Okay. Because I know I'm messing with truck inventories. Okay. The only thing now is instead of index 2, I need index 1. And it says increase the pie inventory by adding new pies. Okay, so I have new pies. And what I need to do is add whatever's at this index by whatever the value of new pies is. So I'm going to do plus equals new pies to every single one of these trucks. So plus equals new pies, plus equals new pies, plus equals new pies. Okay, I'm going to run this, make sure I don't have any errors. Doesn't look like I do. Click finish. Those are the 3 options for level number 5. You can click finish on that and then answer this free response question. And that's it for lesson 1, creating tables of data.